best thing is there is definitely a place for everyone, and if you want to do well, in terms of if you want to work, really hard and really move up quickly, there's opportunities to do that. And some people want to do that all the time, some people only want to do that some parts of their life, and then have kids or whatever. But even if that's not what you want to do, you're still really important to Telstra.
I would not have been given the opportunities that I have as a woman or as a individual at other companies that I've worked for that I have been in Telstra. Yeah. And that's why I love working for Telstra, because like people ask me questions like, oh, Telstra this, Telstra that, and I go, it's an amazing my first response is, it's an amazing company to work for. Wouldn't have been given the opportunities that I have at any other company in the timeframes that I have at my age.
I think there's a lot more movement going on across the company as well, and really focusing on moving people around from one line of business to another. Particularly in operations, we've got everything from call centres to engineering, network, monitoring and strategy, all of those pieces. And there's definitely, I know since Brendan arrived, there is definitely a focus on making sure that people, particularly top talent, are moved around the different lines of business to round out that experience, because you can only get so much out of a formal program.
There are a lot of people who have been there for like a long time, 50 years, right?
Just for the record, I have not been here for 50 years.
But when I talk to them and I'm like, really, that is quite a long time. But they'll say, like, I've changed career at Telstra like 30 times or like 20 times. Yeah, and that's pretty surprising, because not many companies will allow you to move across and have that 6 first months where you're going to actually make a lot of mistakes, and not be that useful. But in the next year and a half, you're going to be awesome, and then you're going to move on. But I think that's pretty cool, because if you do want to stay with Telstra, which a lot of people do, you sort of know that you're always going to have variety, which is the best of both worlds.
There's a lot of different things you can do inside our company before you need to get bored or be worried about getting bored. It is so thrilling sometimes, depending on the individual, to mildly exciting. It is so good to see someone whose development you've helped actually make the next step and be happy to talk about it and to tell everybody what a great place this is, and you wouldn't have got this opportunity in a lot of places. So, we are very, I think, open-minded on that.
And that's a really common feeling. And like, that's why, some of the big companies, they have, like awesome orientation programs, and you think that, I'm really on track. And I did all that. Like, I worked 4 months at midnight every night, and I was pretty burned out. But then you...
Not in Telstra.
At another firm. And but during the time, you're sort of telling yourself, there's a reason why I'm doing this, I'm setting myself up, I'm learning lots, this is an invaluable experience. But actually, there's a smart way of working and there's a not smart way of working. And Telstra, I actually think I've learned more at Telstra in 9 months than I did of 4 years of crammed into 2 at another firm. We have our director, who is a really busy guy. He's taken a bunch of the analysts, and he has an hour with them every month, and he organises for guest speakers to come in. He runs like a personal development slide deck. So we had a leadership discussion where he talked to us about what do I do every couple of years to check in if I'm on track with where I want to be, And it was a really personal discussion, and he really encouraged us to take a lot of time in our week and take a lot of our managers' time and demand that they give us a lot of attention in terms of where we want to go.
Telstra does that more and more now, and that's part of the coaching, not managing culture. Sort of like give people a problem statement and come back with an answer. And it may not be the right answer, but at least you've gone through a thought process and tried.
I think from a sort of learning and development perspective, managers are really responsive to grads' needs. So if ever I feel like I'm not getting training or support in something, I'll have a one-on-one discussion with my manager, which I'll have weekly, and sort of flesh it out a little bit, and then I get sort of ongoing support from then on. So that's been really, really good.